Ah, the sweet sound of pink shimmering arrows above the water of time. Anyway, so the character I'm going to be covering is going to be Tsuruhime this time around. She's been one of my favorites for the longest time, ever since Sengoku BASARA 3, or 3 Samurai Heroes as it's known in other places. That's the one I have also, the English one. I always liked her, even though some people said she was annoying, and they would always put her down and whatnot, said she was annoying and stupid, but I actually really like her. She's one of my favorite characters. So I'm going to go ahead and go through all of her movesets, the same as I did a long time ago. As I said with the Kasuga video, I have done these videos a long time ago. But I had a camera at the time that really couldn't pick up too great, so I thought I would redo these videos with my PS4 when they're in higher quality, and I can go a little more slower at it since I don't have to worry about balancing a damn camera on a bottle and wait for the time to run out. I have an hour for these. That's how long like you can record for with the PS4 before it starts another video on its own, or not really on its own, before you have to start another one. So enough with that. We're going to go ahead and go through her moves. So, Tsuruhime, her character image phrase, in English it is pure white and lovely, and in Japanese it is Junpaku Karen, or Karen. That's what her image phrase is. Her Giga BASARA title is Praying Crane, and her Giga BASARA image is just a crane. I'll show you what a Giga BASARA is. So a Giga is when you link to your other character that you have with you. Normally you can do this by hitting the L2 button to get them to go somewhere. Then it'll highlight both of the bars red, and as both bars are red, you activate your BASARA button, which is a circle, and it'll cause the both of you to do a special unique move that you can only do when both of your gauges of the BASARA are filled. It kind of looks something like this. And then you'll get to see her image on the left, and it's a crane. That's often what she was referred to as well in Sengoku BASARA 3 or Samurai Heroes. They often would call her Little Crane, because that's what she's supposed to be represented by when it comes to animals, I suppose. Alright. So, I never used to say the name of their weapons before because some of them can be really long and complex, and it's not like I can really show you those anyway. Normally I would go back to like the select screen and show off the weapons. I think I did actually used to do it. I would show all of the weapons. So if anything, I can probably go back at the end of this and redo that. Because it's going to take me a long time to translate all of these. And I probably should wait. I'm not sure if I have all of her weapons though. I think I do. Each character can have up to 7. I think I might wait on those then. So her personal inscription, I don't have it quite yet. I haven't bought it exactly. But her personal inscription is called Oracle. And basically what it does is it causes her, this one here, it causes her third R2 special skill. I think it's her third one. No, her first one. It causes her first one to last longer. And she doesn't really, like, she'll take damage, but it stays longer. Normally she would get hit once and it disappears right away. But with her personal inscription, it lasts a little longer. Until she gets on a horse or gets hit, I think. She can have it constantly. This one here. So this one, it's like Kasuga. So what this does is it'll add like double the arrows to all of her attacks. And I'm going to be showing you what her attacks look like with that and without. So we're going to go ahead and move on to her her basic attacks here. So when you go over to her square, normally square is like her normal basic attack. Like this. This is like normal square pushes here. So this is like her normal attacks. It's pretty basic. However, if you hold it though, she can swing it and do like a little animation. So her weapon will like grow in size. That's what he said. And she can swing it around and hit it. So basically what that is, it's Nehan no Uchiumi, which translates to Nirvana's striking arrow. Even though it's kind of funny because she doesn't actually shoot an arrow with that move. All she does is just swing her weapon around herself. So I'm not sure what's up with that. So anyway, onto her triangle move. So triangle is Ichi no Nerai, which translates into single arrow aim. So if you just hold it, if you hold it down, you can shoot it like that. Or if you just push it, she'll just shoot forward. But however, if you hold it though, it has like these weird, like what appear to be charges. But even though it looks like she's charging, it actually really isn't. As long as I've played as her, I was going to say with her, but it was going to sound wrong. I've never noticed it becoming stronger, this specific attack. It does have a pretty long range. You can see like the beam of how far the arrow can go and how far it'll reach. So wherever the line ends is where the arrow ends, technically. I know I'm out of bounds, but this place goes far out. It's not what you think. So that is actually rather accurate as to how far it can go. So if you hold it, you can actually aim it. And like I said, if you activate her her R2, that move also changes, but I'll get to that in a minute. So her directional arrow, so if you move forward and hit triangle, it becomes Shibari no Ya, which translates into string stretching arrow. So this one, it kind of reminds me of Hanbei's, one of Hanbei's R2s, I think it's his R2s, one of his R2s, where it's like this. So you could also hold this too, Yukimura. Yeah, that's timed. If you stay for too long, he activates. As I was saying before Sasuke decided to talk over me, you can hold it. So if you hit directional arrow and then let go of the joystick and just hold down the triangle button, you can keep her in that pose. And if you release it, it'll send arrows down in a set radius. I believe that move, I don't think it changes with Mouryou No Ya. It might, but I'm not 100% sure if it does or it doesn't. Alright, so that's her directional one. So her R1 attack translates into Ayla's parrying arrow. I don't know why the name changes on this one, because it's clearly Araya no Kawashi, but it translates into Araya when it's actually Araya. So I don't know why when it's translated, when you try to translate that character, it translates into that. And I've never actually really understood why the character goes from AR to AL. It goes from Araya to Alaya, so I'm not entirely sure. It's not like it's really important. It really isn't. So this one has two different things that it can do. So if you just push R1 normally, she'll shoot backwards, as you just saw. However, this move can also go forward. So if you push forward on the joystick and do it, she'll go forward instead of backwards. Like she just won't move. So I'm pushing on the joystick now and doing it, and she kind of just stays in place. But if I let go of the joystick and do it, she backs up. She actually moves backwards. You can actually see her moving backwards. I know I'm on the water, so it doesn't look like she's moving, but she is. So if you just hold the joystick, you can keep her in place. However, if you want to get away from enemies, just hit it once without touching the joystick and she'll automatically go backwards. So this one here, this one, the R1 plus triangle, one of her skills, Nayuta Issen. It's one of my favorites. It's called Nayuta Flash. I like how Nayuta is still the same if you translate it, still Nayuta. So Nayuta Flash, or Nayuta Issen, it's one of my favorites. This move also changes if you use Mouryou No Ya. So I'm going to show you exactly how these change. in just a second. Let's see here. So this one here, you can, like I said, you can hold it also. If you hit L1 and then triangle, let go of L1 and hold down the triangle button, she'll stay like this as long as you can hold the button down. So, yeah, that one's fun. It's one of my favorite moves. But the only thing that sucks about it is that it does leave her open, as you could see. And it does take a minute to charge it, so as she goes to like backflip, you'll always get hit at that point. So when she goes to like this animation, when she flips backwards, she'll always get hit. Also, if you let it go right away, she doesn't fall and do the animation. So if you let it go right away and let it go, she won't do the animation. However, if you hold it down and then let go, then she does the falling animation. So that's different. So her skill revision as well. There's not really a description for what it is called. All I can tell you is that her skill revision, L1 plus square, you can see it in red underneath the Nayuta Issen. All it does is it forms a bubble. It's kind of like her third R2 attack with the bubbles. I don't know what's with the bubbles. But it just forms a bubble that she can move around on. It's very slow and she doesn't go very far, but it's fun to watch, I guess. So this is her skill revision. And you can move her around like this. You kind of last this for a little bit until it kind of hits like the ground. When she starts it, she kind of gets a little high up, but because I broke the game, it's not actually going to work correctly, but she does get pretty significantly high off the ground, as you can see. And it can go for a while. Yukimura-sama, would you give me a damn break? So it'll go for a while. And what's fun, what I like to do is get up on a high place, like especially in the Takara Otoko Dojo, and when the bottom floor falls, activate that and just watch her glide down. But like I said, it doesn't last long, so she'll eventually fall. It's great. So under her R2s, each character has up to 3 personal R2 skills that are unique to them. I mean, all of their moves are unique to them, but you get it. So the first one that I've been mentioning quite a bit is Mouryou No Ya, which translates into infinite arrow. As you already saw what it does, it just puts arrows around her, and I'm going to show you how these moves will change her moveset. So, by activating this, Mouryou No Ya, and then doing this one here, you see how I get arrows that spin around it? So, it changes the attack, and it kind of like becomes stronger. So, like, the blast of it is a lot stronger, so if you combine Mouryou No Ya with Nayuta Issen, it just changes the way everything works. Again, it cancels it, so the same thing with the triangle. If you hold triangle, she gets arrows that line up, and you can shoot them as well. Fucking Yukimura. Same thing as well with her directional and triangle. So with Shibari no Ya, she'll get arrows that'll spin around her. And like I said, all it does is make all of her base attacks stronger by using this. And they tend to last a little longer, but like I said, because there's no enemies in front of me, it's not actually going to work correctly. So her R1 does the same thing too. So the arrows will like spin around her in a fancy design, and it looks cool to watch. I mean, it's kind of pretty. So, woo! Yee! Yeah! Okay, you get it. So they changes some of her attacks and it makes them stronger. Kasuga was the same way with her Mitsugu Nijikage, where she would get clones on her moveset that she normally wouldn't have. A lot of the characters are like that. So that's basically what her personal inscription does, is it causes the arrows to last longer around her, because normally they fade after a set amount of time. Gonna get a cutscene in a second, because Yukimura is about to reach the edge of the map, and then he's gonna be like, "Oh, Kenshin, step on me with your horse powers." Yeah, okay. Anyway. So, now for her second one. So the second one is called Pure Mica Arrow. I'm not sure what the hell is up with that. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. I really don't know. I hope I have these in order, because I can't remember which ones do you unlock them first. I'm pretty sure I have it in order. So, this is Seijou Kirara Ya. So, basically all it does is shoot an arrow. Like, it shoots a heart at people. I don't ever notice it doing damage to enemies. I mean, I can shoot it at main characters as well, like main boss characters, and I've never actually noticed it do anything to them. So it's kind of funny. If anything, I think it bewitches little like enemy soldiers, and I used to do that in Sengoku BASARA 3 Samurai Heroes. If you would hit enemies with that, it would like bewitch them, and they would start cheering for her and start saying, "Tsuruhime, I love you," or some shit is what they would say in English. And they would like cheer for her like she was an idol, and I thought it was really funny. So that's what that one does. She can bewitch like enemy soldiers. Like I said, it doesn't work on main characters though, because I've tried it and it doesn't. But it does work on enemy soldiers. So on to her third one. So the third one, it's called Miracle Arrow. Even though she's not actually shooting, all she does is capture enemy in bubbles. And you can capture main boss characters with this, except for certain characters. I think characters like, I want to say characters like Soren and who was I thinking? Tadakatsu, they might not be catchable with this. I haven't actually tried to catch them with it. I think maybe I have, and it just does not work. There's some characters, if they are too big, she cannot catch them. So I want to say maybe characters like Tadakatsu, Yoshihiro, Soren, and Tadakatsu, she might not be able to catch them because they're really like big characters. I mean, Tadakatsu's basically a giant metal man, so it's kind of like hard to catch characters like that. But she can't catch everybody. I've caught people like Mitsunari before, so that's funny. So that is Fukashigi. So this one, she just gets like this 2D bubble here, and then if you shoot it and let it go, she'll actually capture enemies if there were them in front of me. Would you stop with your Kenshins? So that's basically like the main gist of her moveset. And as you can see, it put bubbles around her too. So it kind of reminds me of her personal inscription that she used to have in Sengoku BASARA 3 Utage. So she would have this personal inscription in Utage that would put little bubbles all over her like that, and if you ran into an enemy with that, it would just instantly, not like instantly kill them, but it would like hit them and knock them back, and it would hit people for you without you having to actually hit them yourself. So I'm not sure if that one turns into that after you let it go. I think it possibly does, but I don't really use this one all the time, so I'm not too sure or accurate on that. I couldn't really say. So I'm gonna go ahead and end up to where the enemies are now. Maybe I can fight Shingen and Kenshin. Just to show you a little bit of what her moveset is about, with actual enemies, encounterments. The only thing is that I have this on Heaven difficulty. She's currently my highest leveled character at 345. And the highest level you can go to is 999. So she's my highest level character out of the whole roster. There's 40 playable characters altogether, I think. Yeah, I think there's 40 altogether. And she is the only one out of those 40 that's the highest leveled. So I'm gonna see if I can get her up here to where Kenshin is. It's just, I broke the game, so trying to get her up out of the water to where I need to be might be a little toughish. Like I said, I can always use her bubble because it kind of helps her go up just a little bit. I'm sure I can figure it out. I usually do. Another thing, so characters do have a move if you jump with X and then hit triangle, they'll come down with a slam, which is often seen in most games like the Dynasty or Samurai Warrior series. So hers is just like it's this. However, you can actually get this to go numerous times. So if I hit it like this, I can bounce. This is what I like about her. She can bounce. If you get your timing correctly, she'll bounce and spin in place and just destroy everything. Fetus position tower kill. Aha. I'm gaining levels like it is candy. Oh, so handy. Man, Sasuke's so cool. I really like Sasuke. Alright, so let's head over to where he is. Where Kenshin is. Yeah, the bridges is lowered, so I can go there. Okay. What I need to try to do though is get her Basara up so that I can show you what a solo Basara looks like. Her solo one is kind of like figure skating. Is what it's kind of like. It's exactly what it looks like. It's like representing that in a small way. I just like the little bounce she does. It's ridiculous. I just think it's funny because you can go up to a tower and do that, and it just looks like she's fetus positioning, and it's really funny. I can show you it again. So all you gotta do is jump and just hit triangle, and he's gonna pull me into a Basara immediately. That's ridiculous. It looked like it had like the smallest range on it all of a sudden there. I'm not sure what's up with that. So all you gotta do is jump once with X, and then if you're up to a base like that, all you gotta do is keep tapping the triangle button to get her to keep spinning. And in some cases she will get stuck in place, as you saw a second ago, and she'll just be spinning in place while doing damage, and it looks really funny. It's really funny. So this is what her solo Basara looks like. So basically it's like ice skating. It looks like a figure skater. That's the one thing I always noticed about it, and I always liked figure skating, and I was like, oh, that's cool. That's kind of another reason why I liked her, is because it was like unique in its own way. She's the only one that has something like that. Yeah, and that's her animation for when she finishes a stage. I should have showed that for Kasuga, but I show Kasuga's all the time, so that's kind of why I didn't. I've been trying to change up the way I do these. They're always all going to be different. They're not going to be the same. So, like on the PS3, I would never really do that when I did do these originally. My PS3 ones were probably more done professionally, but I am kind of tired, so that's why I'm a little sparse in the things that I'm saying. So, like I was saying, each character can have up to 7 weapons. I was supposed to show Kasuga's, but I didn't get around to it. Like I said, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that, because I don't want to make these videos super stupid long. So, anyway, we could go through her weapons real quick. So, the first one, her default one, I can't remember. Her default should be this red one here. So in English it translates to the two-ringed bow Iyo. Iyo is the forces that she belongs to, that she serves or whatever. So basically it's Sohokyo Iyo. So the Iyo stays the same, it doesn't change. I don't know if I have these in order. I would have to look at the character names really quick, and I am kind of tired, so I think it goes to this one next. I'm trying to look at the characters so that I can translate it in real time. Yeah, I think it goes to this one. A divine woodbow, yeah, first frost, yeah. So this one always usually comes with it normally always comes with her element. Her element is ice. I remember if you were to get this weapon in Utage, it would automatically come with the frost attribute, and here you have to add it yourself, and it has like the streamers on it from like the shrine, and it's just like made out of like a tree bark basically. So that's what that one is. So it's Shinboku Kyo, Hatsushimo, or Hatsushimo. So that turns into Divine Woodbow, First Frost. So the other one, I don't think it's that one. I think it was the one I was using. Yeah, this one, because I know the characters on this one, the Japanese kanji. This is one of my favorite bows, by the way. And this one is the Shrine Visiting Bow, Red Torii. And it was supposed to be designed to look like torii gates. It's been one of my favorite bows for her for a long time. Like I always use it, even in Utage. It would be like one of her weakest bows. It'd be like the lowest attack damage you could possibly think of. But I like the weapon so much that I always use this one, and it's my maxed out highest leveled weapon here because I put a limit break on it. So it's one of my favorite bows. I just generally like it, and it goes with her Tenka Metal outfit. The outfit she has on right now is called the Satoshi Idol. So this weapon really goes with the outfit, in my opinion. And I've always really liked it. So that one is the Sanpakyo Benatori. And let me see if I can find, I think it's this one. This one here is the Helping Hand Bow, Dancing Winter Crane. So I think it's Uyo Kyo, My Furu Zuru, because that Zuru almost is the same as, because Zuru I think is like, it's in her name as well, Suru, like crane. It's like a weird translation as to where they get the name for that. So I think from there it goes on to her joke weapon. So this one here is the White Birch Bow Chick, or the, I think it's the Shira Kabakyo Hinadori, almost like that thing that Kenshin said. Hina, don't know. It's her joke weapon. I think it's really cute. She gets like a little tree bark on her back, and a little leaf, and it's cute. And I think when the arrows are supposed to look like something. I can't see the arrows for right now. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like the bird is hiding in it, but it's really funny. This joke weapon, I might do a video with me using it, because it's funny. And it's cute. That bird is like, look at me. Look at me, I'm so majestic. Oh, it reminds me of a little peep, and I just want to eat it. Anyway, like the candy, the peeps, the little peeps. So this one here is her default weapon. It's just the gold version of it. So it's the Sohokyo Iyo again, gold, and she should have one more that was white. Right here. So she has one that's gold, and then she has one that's called Unsigned. So those are all of her weapons. I don't know if I had wanted to cover Kasuga's, because like I said, I was supposed to, I was going to, but for some freaking reason I was like, I don't need to do this, and I kind of like skipped over it in a way, because like I said, I wasn't sure if I had wanted to start doing that from now on, because I think I had did it before on the PS3. When I would do these, I would try to show everything for the character. I would show off all of their their base moves as well as their outfits and their weapons. But sometimes it just takes a little long, and I'm always afraid I'm gonna go out of time and have to make it into 2 parts because I only have like an hour that my system records in which I can do this, and I don't want to spend forever just talking about weapons because most likely that is what happens. But because I didn't cover hers last time, I can try to. So her default weapon is just called Kunai Karen. So this is going to be tough because I have these all out of order. They are not in order. And I'm going to have to try to go through and find them in order. So I think this one here, this is the one I always use. So this one here is called Kunai Getsurin. And it's one of my favorite weapons for her because she has like normal bulky arrows on one side and then like thin blades on the other. And they look like little mini swords to me. And that's what I like about it. She has like Legend of Zelda arrows, light arrows, and then little tiny mini swords, and that's always what I thought it was. I mean, that's not what I thought it was, that's what it reminds me of, so ever since then, that's how I see it. So let me see, is it this one? I'm looking for a little break in the kanji, looking for a break, I think it's this one. Trying to translate it as I go here. So this one I think is called Kune Shunrei. This one kind of gives her more like claw looks to her weapons. They kind of curve and they're like really weird looking. I don't think I've ever used them ever. I think I might have. I also like how it's going through her hand. If I turn her hand, if you look at her left hand, the blades are clipping into her hands. I don't know why they do that. It's just, it's clipping on her unless she gets blades on her hands, kind of like Naotora does. But I'm pretty sure it's just the weapon clipping through her hands. I don't know if it is or it isn't. I'll have to further analysis that. Anyway, so this one here, this one always reminded me of seashells. This one is called Kunai Kako. I like the way these ones are shaped. I always thought they reminded me of like the sea. Like I think that might be what they could be made after. Because they look really sea-ish, like really sea-like. They remind me of like a fish or seashells. So I might try to level up all her weapons because I don't have videos of these ones. So this is her joke weapon. This one is Kunai Yo-Yo. I always thought maybe it was like a mirror. Like, you know, those little round mirrors where girls would put makeup on. On the PS3, I thought that's what it was. But it turns out it's actually supposed to be yo-yos. So that's funny. Can you imagine going into battle beating people with yo-yos? What the hell? What the Sam hell? Okay. I'm looking at the kanjis for a second. I might have missed one. Each character only has 7. So then she has her gold one, which is just Karan gold, and then she has Karan unsigned. I think this one is the Karan unsigned one. So basically all it does is it changes her normal ones to red. So I think this is Karan unsigned. I don't know why. I think it is Karen. It's K-A-R-E-N, so it could be Karen, but I think it's Karen. So, or Karin. I'm pretty sure it's Karen, because Karin would have an I. So, I'm pretty sure it's just Karen. Or Karen, which is just a normal name for a girl, actually, Karen. So it's Karen. So, that's almost like my aunt's name, Karin. That's actually my aunt's name. That's what my aunt's name is. Now you know. Okay, so, that's cool. So those are all of Kasuga's weapons. Just wanted to show those off while I had the chance, because like I said, I didn't have a chance to last time. What am I trying to do here? I was going to try to do the fortune mallets. I really am tired. I don't know why I'm doing that. But anyway, that's basically all of her main attacks. There really is nothing else for me to show. She is really a simple character. She's not somebody who's really hard to use. I always liked her. There has been some people who said, oh, she's annoying and whatever. It's mainly because she tries to pursue Kotaro Fuma a lot. Because he saves her during an attack on a boat from, like, men and cannons or some crap. So, because he saves her, she kind of, like, I guess, quote-unquote, falls for him and keeps following him around and keeps calling him her knight and her black feather knight or something like that along that line. That's what she would call him. I have the English one where she was following him and calling him her savior and whatnot. So I have playthroughs on my channel if you want to look for that on the English one. Sengoku BASARA, 3 Samurai Heroes. I have several playthroughs with her. I think she only has like 2 or 3 routes in that game. She might have more, I forget. It's been a long time since I played that one, so I can't really tell you. I'm not too accurate on that one, unfortunately. But pretty much, yeah. It's so weird. I am so tired. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I'm one of those people that when I get tired, I start to get tired fast, and my mind just feels like I'm like it's deteriorating. My vision starts to get blurry, and I get a little slower when I go to do anything such as talking and stuff, so I hate it. It gets really bad. Sometimes I feel like I'll pass out at any second, so it's from an illness that I have. I have to be careful. But that's not important. So basically that's all of her Tsuruhime's attacks. I'm gonna try to do Hanbei's next, as I am. It's probably a stupid idea, but I am all for it. I'm actually gonna go see if I can buy his personal inscription, so Kari wo Kumote. We'll see what it looks like. I know what it looks like, but I want to get it again, so so I can have it for the video that I'm gonna do next. Anyway, hopefully that helped you out. And again, all of the things that I said are in the description. So if you want to take a more depth look and read it for yourself, then please check the description. It'll be in there. I'll have all her attacks in English and in Japanese side by side. Except for the ones that won't be translated will most likely be her skill revision, because I don't know what it's called. I don't know how to translate that. I just call her Bubble Queen. That's what I call the move, literally. I call her Bubble Queen. It's probably something else. It probably ties into her third one, which was called something like Miracle Arrow. So it most likely will tie into that one. It probably has a similar name. But I'm not 100% sure on that, so I don't really know what you'd call it. Call it whatever you want, I guess. I call it Bubble Queen. That's always what it's going to be to me. Nobody can change my mind. Even if I did find out the correct translation of the word, of the move, I would still call it Bubble Queen. So, but enough of that. Just staring at Hanbei now. I could stare at him forever, and I'm serious. He's one of my all-time favorites, as well as in the Samurai Warrior series too. He's been my favorite for years. Hanbei is just so likable, and he's attractive. But that's not why I like him. I like him because he's just cool, and he died too young, as many of them did in that time. Anyway, as I said, thanks for watching if you did, and if you want to see the moves for yourself or read them and make your own whatever, you know, you want to see how I said it, because I probably pronounced some of the Japanese names wrong, so maybe not, but you can go and read it for yourself. It'll be in the description, so you can look at it, see how it's spelled, so I'm not making a damn idiot out of myself, because some of the words I say, they don't really make sense. You're probably like, what did she say? So it'll be in the description, so you can look at it. So again, thanks for watching if you did, and I'll be doing Hanbei next. Not literally, but you get it.